With the newly released Embrilliance Stitch Artist at Thanksgiving 2014, you might be wondering, what can I make that's quick and easy and perfect for Christmas? How about a personalized or monogrammed applique ornament like this one? If you don't know about Stitch Artist, it's the latest release from Embrilliance and it lets you create your very own embroidery designs. I'll show you just how quickly and easily you can do something. I do recommend that you read the manual to learn about what all the tools do because I'm not going to show you that in very great detail here. You'll notice I'm working in Windows, which you don't see me doing very often, and it's because I'm working with a pre-release version and the Mac one is in the final stages. So yes, there is a Mac version. We'll start by using some of the built-in library art to keep things easy. So you don't need to have any artwork to do any of this. I did use one of my own fonts, which you can get from my website, to do the lettering here, but chances are you have plenty of lettering, and Embrilliance does come with some built-in lettering, so we won't worry too much about that. So let's start by creating a new document. And I'm going to get my artwork from the library. And if you go up here to Catalog, you should see Brighten Leap and Embrilliance Outlines. We want outlines. And then we want to go to Shapes 1. And I'm going to use this half oval. So just click OK, and there it is. So I'll do a little reshaping. Move it up into position here. Maybe reshape a little bit more. And now we need one of those little doohickey things for the top. So let's see what we have in the library for that. So I think I'll use this. And then I need a little hook on top of that, or a ring, so we'll use the circle. And I'll just hold down the Control key to get them both and click OK. And there they are. And I'm just going to shrink them both a bunch. And we'll move this one, make it smaller, put it on top, and then we'll put this one up here, and I need to make it a little bit smaller. Something like that. So let's line those up. I'll select them all and center them. And close. Nudge them over just a bit. So now we're ready to apply stitches to them, but we might want to color them first. So let's go over here, and I'm going to make this one Hemingworth. I like to work in Hemingworth because that's the thread that I use. And this is a color that I use a lot, so I happen to know the color number, Cardinal Red. And then we'll pick this one, and I'm just going to click on Preferred to set it to Hemingworth. And I want that one to be Old Gold. And there we have it, 1052. So I'll make this one also 1052. You can color later, but it's good to know what colors you're using when you're digitizing so that you can sequence your design easily. So now we're ready to go into Stitch Artist. So I'll click on the Stitch Artist tool, and here we are. And I need to start applying stitches. But before I do that, think about sewing order. What do we want to sew first? What's going to be in the background? What gets sewn on top? And in our case, we're just going to sew from top to bottom. We're going to sew the little ring, then this thing, and then when we've got this shaped the way we want it, we'll just copy and paste it right down here so we don't have to do it twice. So let's start with this. I'm going to put a satin column on that, and I want it to be 2 millimeters. So just put in 2 millimeters, and I need to tie in. I don't need to tie out because my next object is the same color, and I want to move that ending point down to the beginning, or down to the bottom, so that it doesn't have a little jump there. And now I'm going to put some other stitches on here, and I'm going to put a satin on that. So I'll just click from side to side. Notice that I started at the top, which is near where I exited my last point, and right click. And I want to set some choices here. And let's see what we've got going on here. So I want to split it up because these are pretty long. There we go. Let's do it at 5. That looks pretty good. And I'm about to change colors, so I want to tie out at the exit. That looks pretty good for that one. Now we're going to make this one an applique. So I select the shape, click on the applique tool, go over here on the properties bar, select applique again, and I want to change the stitch type to satin. And I want a density of 5, stitch width of 3, that's all good. And tie in at entry and tie out at exit. Anything else we need to set on here? Let's see here. We'll put the fabric preview on and we'll enter a pre-cut. So there's our applique. Now if you look at our design here, you'll see that this sews first, this sews second, but look, for some reason this is sewing behind that. And it has to do with not the order that we digitized them on the screen, but the order that we put them on the work area at the beginning. And remember, we put that half circle on first, so that is what determines the stitching order. So we need to rearrange some things. So notice too that we have this trapezoid here. That was a piece of artwork we added, but we didn't really put stitches on that object. We traced over it. So we can get rid of that. I'll click it, click delete, click that one, and move last. Now it's in the right order. We don't really have to worry about this jump here, this little dotted line, because we're starting a new color. But if it bugs you, just hover over it and see how I have a little like green bow tie thing there. That's the start. We can just move that up to the top. And we'll move that back there. So there's our first part of the design. We're almost done, believe it or not. Now I'm going to select this. I'm going to go back out. I'm going to copy, Control C, paste, Control V, and you can see that it's right there, but we don't see it here because it's stacked. And we'll just flip it and drag it down. Let's select all, Control A, and we'll line them all up again, centered, and we'll center it in the hoop. So now we're ready to put our name in there. It could be a monogram, it could be a name, and we're not going to digitize that. We're going to use built-in letters. So I'll just type in my name and click Set, and that's not a terribly interesting font, very basic font, very useful, but I think I want something a little more fun. What do we have here? Notice the ones that have the little stitch icon in front of them. These are BX files. So I have a lot of BX files on my website that you can get. Let's try this one. It's a little big. I could shrink it down, or I can select another font. Let's see what this one looks like. It's a little small. But you can see how you can just kind of play around and select a font that you might like. So I think there's one called Serendipity. There it is. I like that one. 12 millimeters should be about right. And there we go. And I can change that color the same way we've changed our other colors. And now you just save it out to your machine and sew it. What could be easier? So I think you can see how easy it is to create a quick and simple little design. There are a lot of tools in there that we saw that we did not do anything with. So check out the manual, play around. You can do some really amazing things, far more amazing than this with Stitch Artist. So go and download your own copy now, and the link is below, and start creating your own fun.